Welcome to the Glenn Beck program. When you think of freedom of speech, what does it mean to you? Is it all speech? Is it everything but hate speech? How about everything but irrational speech? Here is Arianna Huffington. She said this, and I thought this was amazing. She said this about me. By the way, her investigative arm over at the Huffington Post is funded by George Soros, the Tides Foundation. Here she is about me. Here she is about.
There is something that we need to really pay attention to with Glenn Beck. We cannot just dismiss him, because the truth of the matter is that there is a good reason why we have an exemption to the free speech protected by the First Amendment.
There's an exception for me. Apparently, I didn't know that. Huh. Now, here she is, just a couple of days ago, responding to comments of Ginny Thomas, the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. She made a comment, and she used the word tyrant in describing Obama and the Democrats. Here again is Arianna Huffington on apparently another thing in the First Amendment.
It's really strange. It's beyond strange that you have the wife of a Supreme Court Justice not being against Obama. I can understand that. That's her legitimate right. But saying utterly irrational things about Obama, I mean, calling the president a tyrant, is truly beyond the realm of what is real. And that's really what we need to be addressing. Not disagreements, not opposition, but just irrationality.
All right.
But she has the right to do it.
Well, nobody should put her in jail, if that's what you're questioning.
Nobody's talking about jail. That would be crazy. Right, Arianna? All the progressives that are trying to step in and regulate and protect us little people from hearing something that might be irrational or uncomfortable. Juan Williams isn't going to say anything, is he? Thanks, but no thanks. I'll choose more speech over less speech. I'll choose freedom of speech. Nobody needs protection if they're going to say, hey, everybody, free milkshakes every day. I don't need protection from that because I'd like that. Of course, I think Mrs. Obama might protect us from somebody saying free milkshakes now. I'm not really sure. The only kind of speech that needs protection is a speech that makes people uncomfortable. This is America, and this is your choice. Come on. Hello, America. Welcome to the program. Organizing against free speech, because that's what we got going on here, and I don't know if anybody really understands it yet. I tell people all the time you should be keeping a journal, because we're living in extraordinary times. People, your kids, your grandkids will ask, what were you thinking at this time? What was happening? Besides that, things are moving so fast, if you don't record them, I don't even think you'll realize where you are anymore. Think about what you were willing to believe 2 years ago, even a year ago. Think about what you thought. I mean, I read that story about the space aliens and the UFOs, and I don't know they're UFOs. I don't think they're UFOs, but do you know anymore? Would you be surprised if a little green man came out and they're like, hey, we've been watching you. Everybody for anal probes. I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be like, huh, okay. I guess that's what's happening now on Thursdays. Would you have ever imagined that we would be where we are today? I have to tell you, America, I say this as a guy who used to believe the things on the news. I used to believe things that I saw and read. I used to believe in the people. I used to believe people in this business. I don't anymore. I don't. I don't say this because I work here. I say it because it's true. It's the only network I trust. I mean, you watch everything else? You read anything else? This is from the Politico. This is about Sarah Palin, Hurricane Sarah. I read this on the way into the studio today. According to a source familiar with the situation, after her multiple schedule changes so annoyed Glenn Beck that he finally decided not to have her on his radio or TV show to promote the book. I saw that and I looked at one of my guys. I said, what book? This is a lie. This is an out-and-out lie. Sarah Palin and I don't have any problems with each other. We're practically pen pals. There's no problem. None. Where did they get this? They didn't talk to anybody on my staff. You know how I know? Because my staff and I get along. We like each other. We don't knife each other in the back. We're decent people. This is absolute. Tiffany?
Yes, Glenn.
It's weird when your voice comes right. Any truth to this?
Not 1 ounce of truth to that.
Not 1 ounce. Politico, I demand an apology and a retraction, or name names close to the situation. Close to the situation. Where? In East Germany? It's trash. Sarah, I have to tell you, I don't know how you do it. I don't. I really don't. I know why you do it, because you believe, but I mean, geez, man. Here you are, excuse me, but I had an allergy attack before I went on the show. Here you are up in Alaska, practically getting eaten by bears. And you're like, come on, Grizzly. Come on. I dealt with the New York Times this week. It's trash. How are you going to repair a country when you can't believe what anybody says? I never, ever thought, I mean, I don't know what's happened to our country. I really don't. We have a president whose administration extols the virtues of Marxism, outwardly expressing hostility towards free market principles and free speech, and then has the cojones, which I'm just trying to be bilingual and inclusive, that's all I'm doing, cojones, to actually then say, what? I'm the biggest free market guy in the world. Really? Here's an administration that tries to take on a news network, Fox. And then, by the way, I'm just saying, I'm just off the top of my head, you should read the Huffington Post. Oh, wait a minute. The same Huffington Post whose investigative arm is now funded by Tides? Oh, that's weird. Yeah, there it is. The Tide Center, a nonprofit incubator, serves as our fiscal sponsor and provides administrative support. The Huffington Post Investigative Fund. That is so weird. The Tides Foundation, you know, these guys that are now boycotting the show, along with Media Matters who are boycotting the show, Sojourners boycotting the show, AFL-CIO boycotting the show, MoveOn.org now doing a color of change, SCIU boycotting the show. Never before in American history has this happened. Have you read about that anyplace else? Is there anyone in journalism that thinks after they're done with me and Fox, you're next? Anyone? You disagree with the president? Put your tea bags down and stop complaining. I'm trying to mop it up. Really? Really? Meanwhile, all of his allies are doing everything they can to intimidate, to make afraid, to keep quiet. It's amazing. Meanwhile, you just keep standing up. You're being peaceful. You're doing all the right things. 828. You know why this is happening? 828 freaked them out. It's great. Oh, wait until you see what I got coming up next. They'll go nuts. By the way, mark the 4th of July weekend on your calendar. Oh, what is Glenn going to do? You'll want to be there. Now, this is why it is important that you cement yourself in what you truly believe. I've told you for the last couple of years, question with boldness, hold to the truth, and speak without fear. I've told you, please, please, take the 40-day and 40-night challenge, a blueprint for national survival with firm reliance on the protection of divine providence. This is a clown show. I have no problem with these guys. This is a joke. The harder they push, the more they expose themselves. And I have firm reliance on the protection of divine providence. Get rid of the junk out of your life. Get rid of the junk out of your life so you can stand like I am and you can speak without fear. I got nothing. Don't worry about it. They put me out of business. Okay. Oh, well. We'll see you in the park. We'll see you in the mall. We'll see you at football stadiums. We'll see you in backyards. I don't care. Go ahead. You are going to need to to be able to have firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, because today it's me or Sarah Palin or Juan Williams or somebody else, and tomorrow it will be you. America, you're being presented with a choice right now, and that's a great thing. These guys want to keep it in the secret, in the dark, but I say just let it out in the open, and then you choose. Are we the America that hopes and dreams and then does? Are we the 828 America? The people who love the country, love the Constitution, don't hate people. And if they hate people, get the hell away from me. Or are you the 10-10 America, who hopes the government is going to do everything? The socialists that think that capitalism is the root of all evil. Which are we? Socialism is the alternative. Capitalism is failing. Which are we? Choose. Are we the America that punishes the corrupt institutions, as we should, or the America that just bails them out with your money? Are we the America that engages in civil, honest debate? Hard, fight hard, but honest debate. And if you lose, you say, well, I'll meet you again in 4 years or 2 years. We tried our best. Or are we the sore losers who get up off the set in the middle of a debate when we're getting the worst of it? Are we the Americans who believe in hard work, the American dream, and allowing people to fail so they can learn from their failures and have success that means something? Or are we just going to become slaves to the state, sitting around waiting for the scraps to fall off the federal table? That's the choice. Is it we the people who control America? Or does some bureaucrat in Washington that knows better than you regulate and restrict us? Better yet, is it one of these guys? Is it spooky dude George Soros, who knows better than you? In case some people are starting to get irrational. Usually that happens when I devalue their currency. Blah. Which one? You going to vote for them? Or are they just going to appear and you're like, I don't even know who these guys are? This is the choice we're facing. Liberty or control. The connections of these progressives, oh, they've got an old boys network. They're working overtime to gain control. This is their opportunity. And you are seeing them now remove the masks. I told you they would about a year ago. They can't win on the battlefield of ideas, so they have to resort to the battlefield of attack. George Soros yesterday gave $1 million to his favorite progressive hack site, which is nothing less than a $1 million bounty on my head, George. I'm a little nervous about my life and the life of my family. I don't think you should be inciting violence. There are nut jobs that might take all of your words. Union members, Color of Change, SCIU, Media Matters, Tides Foundation. Tides Foundation did 10-10. Those are revolutionaries. Don't incite them, please. The Emperor's Death Star is fully armed and operational, and they got their first victim yesterday. Coincidentally, Juan Williams, a Fox News contributor, was just canned by NPR, where he was also a contributor. Here's what Juan Williams said on Fox. Watch.
Political correctness can lead to some kind of paralysis where you don't address reality. I mean, look, Bill, I'm not a bigot. You know the kind of books I've written about the civil rights movement in this country. But when I get on a plane, I got to tell you, if I see people who are in Muslim garb, and I think, you know, they're identifying themselves first and foremost as Muslims, I get worried. I get nervous.
Is that a fireable offense now in America? From Juan Williams? Oh, he's such a threat. Is that the country you want to live in, where you can't express your opinion without being fired? America, you're smart enough. You know what this is all about. You see what all of this is about. It's not about the truth. It's not about setting anything right. It's about intimidation, bullying, tearing down. Is it a coincidence that on the day that George Soros gives Media Matters $1 million to boycott me to intimidate Fox, George Soros, who also gives $1.8 million to NPR, Juan Williams' employer, on the same day he issues this statement, they fire Juan Williams? Is that a coincidence? Really? Look, this is what the First Amendment is for. To protect free speech. Who needs to protect free speech that's not challenging? Galileo didn't need his free speech, to be protected when he agreed with the church. He needed it when he disagreed.